Making it to the final. That's something that ice dancers Anasina and Pezaraf have already accomplished. They've been dominant this season. In the women's competition, Irina Slutskaya is close, but still not a sure bet, and along with Tatiana Malinina, needs to finish strong in Japan. The Russian Comet, Evgeny Plushenko, is one small step from confirmation. And in pairs, the Chinese, Shen and Zhao, continue their battle with the world champions from Russia, Bereznaya and Suguri. For Canada, Emmanuel Sandhu has the pressure on. He could unseat Elvis Stoico for the final. And Saleh and Pelche, they're riding their wave. The new kids might keep surprising at the NHK Trophy. Next.
Yeah, Sportsnet Skating is back in your house. Hi, everybody. Rod Black along with Barb Underhill. This is the final event before the big event, the Grand Prix final. This series, Barb, began not so long ago in Detroit. It ends in Japan with the NHK Trophy. And for some of these skaters, this final event is crucial.
You can feel things are definitely heating up, and it's crucial for some key players. Evgeny Plushenko needs points here now. He's going to have to fall down hard to not make it, because he's leading after the short. He's already got 12 points when he won Skate Canada, so he's pretty much a sure bet. But for Irina Slutskaya, she's been rather inconsistent this season. She wants to make this final because there's a very good chance she won't go to the World Championships. She was fourth at her Russian Nationals. They may not send her, so this is key for her.
It's hard to believe she's the second-ranked skater in the world, and she's tumbled that far this year. Let's talk about Emmanuel Sandhu. Who would have thought it would have come to this? He could knock off Elvis Stoico, who's sitting in that last position. But Emmanuel had a tough time in his short program, and he's 12th, and there's no chance now of him making it.
I think he probably had that Grand Prix final just hanging over his head and put a little bit too much pressure on him. The short did not go as planned. He's sitting in 12th. For him, the pressure is off right now. He just wants a good skate here to move up from that 12th place.
A few months ago, we introduced everyone to this new team, Jamie Saleh and David Pelche. Who would have thought these two kids would have come this far? They could make it to the final.
They must just be flying right now. I mean, just a few months ago, they weren't even together. And now here they are making waves as contenders in the pairs event. They're fourth after the short here. Jamie had difficulties with her triple toe loop, but they certainly have a shot at a medal. And if they can squeak into second, possible Grand Prix final.
It will be tough, though. They're up against the world champions and that great Chinese pair. Over the next couple of hours, we will show you the free skates for the women, the men, the pair.
1999 looming large for so many skaters. The Grand Prix final ahead. Here is the Grand Prix series standings. Sokolova on top, Buterskaya second. The Russians 1-2. Neither are here. But this is a big event for some of these skaters. Elena Lyashenko, Irina Slutskaya, Tatiana Malinina, 1, 2, 3. For Canadian Keela O's, second in Canada last season. This is not a ticket to a Grand Prix final, but it certainly will help boost her confidence as she looks ahead to the Nationals. Another international event. She currently is in 10th after the short program.
And Keela doesn't have a great deal of experience at international events. What she needs is to be able to lay down a performance that she feels good about, that gives her the confidence to be able to do it when it counts. And her most important event this year will be at the Canadian Championships in January. In this program, skating to Sabrina, choreographed by Sandra Bevic. She opens with a triple toe loop. She went for the triple Salchow on the end of that combination. Couldn't quite get the free leg out in time. Next jump here, a triple flip. And she came out in the middle of the revolutions there. And you can see as she goes on, she's getting more and more cautious. And this was not the confidence boost that she was looking for. And I have to wonder if she's still experiencing difficulty with her skate. She was having problems at Skate Canada, and that can be one of the hardest things to overcome as a skater.
We'll have her marks when we come back to the NHK Trophy. That reassuring for Keela O's. This was supposed to be the big season, the big splash. 10th at Skate Canada. She came into this free skate in 10th position.
And it must be so frustrating for her because she can do these jumps. It's as though when she gets under the pressure of competition, the timing goes. And when the timing goes, the jumps aren't going to happen.
So is it a mental thing then, do you think?
Well, I think she needs to know that she can do these in competition. She needs to be able to focus and do them just like she does in practice. And it's a tough thing to do when you're in the middle of the spotlight. She really hasn't had a tremendous amount of experience yet.
These events on the Grand Prix Series, again, were not meant to win medals for her, but to gain some international experience. That spotlight will shine extremely bright at the upcoming national championships, where she could become a Canadian champion, and maybe she will wean some confidence from that. A lot of work ahead of her.
一番最初の滑走者は日本の横谷花江です。ショートプログラムは9位でした。淑徳大学の学生です。音楽はリバーダンス。 ションジャンプが不十分になってしまいましたね。
今のはトリプルルッツ3回転のはずでしたが1回転になりましたね。これもトリプルフリップの予定でしたけれども、回転が塔をつく前に始まってしまっているので、このようにパンクと私たちは言うんですけれども、
4分間の演技でした。日本の横谷花江、しかしジャンプを十分飛ぶことができませんでした。特に出だし2つ失敗がありましたが、佐藤さん、やはり硬さのようなものあったんでしょうかね。
一番滑走者ということで、6分間ウォームアップがあるんですけれども、大体皆さん5分ぐらいで少し休んでから出るので、その間にこう仕上げようとこう焦ってしまって、そのまま飛び焦ってしまったのかもしれません。
まず技術点のテクニカルメリットです。4.2 から4.6、日本のジャッジは 4.6 です。かつて第17回の NHK 杯では2位になったこともあります横谷花江。あの頃のまだキレのいいジャンプが佐藤さんまだ戻ってきてない感じがしますね。
そうですね、ただ少しずつゆっくりではありますけれども、体の動きが本当に戻ってきてると思います。
そうですか。
このまま焦らずに、全日本選手権に向けて頑張ってもらえればそれが一番いいんじゃないでしょうか。
Irina Slutskaya needs points here to make it to the final in St. Petersburg in her own country. second-ranked skater in the world in Minneapolis. She currently is in second place here in Japan.
And she's another skater that has been struggling with her confidence this season. In particular, one jump has been giving her difficulties. That's the triple Lutz. And in this event, you've got to have a triple Lutz to be in the top. She opens with the triple Lutz.
Still not there.
No, she needs to get more rotation. She's breaking out a little bit early.
Irina has always been a gutsy competitor, though, Barb. Even when she has been down at the lowest point possible, she seemingly has been able to rise up to the challenge.
And she's always been inconsistent throughout the season, but she manages to rise to a new level at the World Championships, which is why it's going to be a difficult decision for the Russian Federation. She finished fourth at her Russian Nationals, meaning they may not choose her to go to the World Championships, but they have to consider her past performances at the World Championships. Very nice triple loop. She needed that one. Her trademark Spielman spin on 2 feet.
Hardly perfect for Irina Slutskaya, but may be good enough.
Well, it was one of the better performances she's had this season. Here is a beautiful triple Salchow. She's having no difficulties with these lower triple jumps on the technical scale, but it's that triple Lutz that has really held her back this season. Here's a look at her Bielman spin, which she performs, the only person to perform it on 2 feet.
It wasn't too long ago when she was that star teenager in the Russian ranks, but now there's another star named Elena Sokolova. And so Irina Slutskaya at 19 is looking up at a younger skater, too, in her own country. But these marks are good here at NHK, and they could stand up to give her a trip to the Grand Prix final. She currently is the leader. NHK trophy. Podium finish is required for so many skaters who need points desperately in order for that big Grand Prix final in March, Barb.
And here's a skater that could make that Grand Prix final. She is still relatively unknown. Although she's been to the World Championships 5 times, her highest placement has been 14th. She certainly has great talent and a lot of potential if she can put it down here.
This is Tatiana Malinina of Uzbekistan in 3rd place after the short program.
She opens with a triple Lutz. Oh, that was sweet. And a triple flip. She has such a lightness on her jump. She gets tremendous height.
Tatiana is 25 years old. Now, in our terms, that's still very young. But in the women's skating world, that is a veteran.
She is definitely a veteran. But sometimes it takes this long for a skater, triple loop, to be able to understand how to put it all together when it counts. And she's really struggled with her nerves in the past, but it looks like here today, nerves are not a problem. She's just knocking them off.
We may be on the verge of seeing one of the best free skates we've seen all season.
Well, this is for certain the best of her career. If she can just hang on here through to the end. She has never produced a performance like this one. But certainly this will be enough to beat Irina Slutskaya.
Wow, breakthroughs can come at strange times, and no better time than right now for Tatiana Malinina of Uzbekistan.
This is just so great to see. A skater can struggle and train hard for so long and produce very little in the way of results, but finally this has come through for her. Watch the lift that she gets, the pop on this triple Lutz. It looks so easy. Beautiful air position and a perfect landing. And you're right, Rod, we have seen so few good performances this season. Elena Sokolova is one of the few that has skated well so far this season. So this is very nice to see, refreshing.
What a great moment for Tatiana Malinina of Uzbekistan. You're right, she'll move into first place with one skater to come. And looking down her bio, look at the marks. The Ukrainian judge giving her 5-3, though. She's saying thank you in Japanese. But she's never won a medal at a major international competition. Look at that. Oh, that's great. The leader right now, one skater to come. And here she is. Fumie Suguri on home ice. 18-year-old, second at the Sun Life Skate Canada International in Kamloops. She was spectacular there. But she was fifth after the short program. So very unlikely that she could win the gold. But a podium is certainly in the offing.
And she, until this season, has also a relatively unknown skater, but she really grabbed our attention at Skate Canada. She almost won the event. She finished second. She's recently up from the junior rank. She finished 18th at last year's World Championship. She opens with a triple Lutz double toe. And a triple flip. Her choreographer, one of the best in the business, Lori Nicol from Canada, who's also the choreographer for Michelle Kwan.
And does a lot of choreography via fax machine and computer.
And there's her first mistake there, a double foot landing on that triple loop. feels good in front of a home crowd.
Both Tatiana Malinina and Fumie Suguri saving the best for last. But maybe too much ground to cover trying to come back from a fifth place showing in the short program.
Well, when you compare these two free programs back to back, technically they pretty much are on the same level. However, I would give it to Malinina. She has a much better technique on her jumps, better flow. She's a little bit more aggressive than Fumie, but she did open with a gorgeous triple Lutz double toe combination there.
It has only been in the last decade or so where the Japanese Skating Federation has been able to applaud the success of skaters in the women's program thanks to Midori Ito, then Yuka Sato. And this Fumie Suguri could follow right in their skate path.
She has a very similar jumping style to Yuka Sato.
Yuka trained in Canada, as a matter of fact, and so Fumie also getting some help from Laurie Nickel, choreographer from Keswick, Ontario. And these marks are great. Will put her into third place, so another medal for Fumie Suguri this season in the Grand Prix Series. But the winner, surprisingly, Tatiana Malinina to first, Slutskaya second. Elena Lyashenko led after the short program. We did not see her, but she was fifth in the free skate, and she tumbled down the ladder. So the top three here in Japan make it to the Grand Prix final, joined by Elena Sokolova, Maria Butrskaya, Elena Lyashenko. Three Russians will be in. Takeshi Honda of Japan in third, Evgeny Pluta of Ukraine fourth. Emmanuel Sandu will skate first. He was 12th. Here are the standings. After 5 events, Elvis Stoico was on the bubble, but with Emmanuel Sandu finishing in 12th after the short program, it is impossible for him to finish in the top three, so he will not make it to the Grand Prix final, which is too bad because he had a good shot here.
And that's because of his outstanding performance at the Lalique Trophy, where he surprised everyone, moving up from 5th in the short to win the bronze medal. Opening here with his triple axel combination. Triple axel, triple toe loop. Flipped out of that triple flip, but he went straight into a triple toe loop there.
The 18-year-old from Richmond Hill really needed to be in 5th place or better heading to this free skate. What happened in the short program? Last in the field.
I think he knew he had a shot at making it to the Grand Prix final. He probably just put way too much pressure on his shoulders and literally fell apart in the short program. But here he knows there is no pressure anymore, which is why you can see the performance is at a different level. Triple Lutz there. And we keep forgetting, too, that Emmanuel has very little international experience. Last year was his first season at the senior international level, and his first event was the World Championships. Second triple axel here. Little problem with the landing there.
If and when Emmanuel Sandou puts together two programs back-to-back in an international competition. Look out, world. His marks after this. National skating scene of Canada with more fanfare and also controversy than Emmanuel Sandou, the 18-year-old from Richmond Hill, Ontario.
And he opened beautifully here with the triple axel, triple toe loop combination. To this date in his very short international career, he's been an all-or-nothing skater. He's either skated brilliantly or it's been a disaster. And I was impressed with this performance because he did make a few minor mistakes, but he fought all the way through to the end. He did not give up.
With Coach Joanne McLeod, technical merit marks are pretty good. Emmanuel Sandou's performance here means Elvis Stojko will make it to the Grand Prix final. I have a feeling that Elvis wouldn't have minded if Emmanuel was going to the Grand Prix final. It's going to be a very hectic schedule for Elvis Stojko internationally leading up to the Worlds.
タニック・ジャネット21歳。ショートプログラムは奇抜な衣装だったんですが、曲はアンディ・トルグとセルジ・ユータン。今朝の練習ではジャンプに苦労していました。
トリプルアクセル、トリプルトーループ。トリプルトーループ。
ルループ。ここまでジャンプはほぼ完璧です。トリプルループ。トリプルフリップ。最終盤ちょっと疲れが目立ちます。トリプルサルコー。思わず拍手が出ました。フランスのスタニック・ジャネット。彼は午前中の練習でトリプルアクセルに失敗して胸を打ちました。両肘に痛みを覚えていたんですが、それを超えて最初のジャンプから成功を続けました。五十嵐さん、いかがでしたでしょう。
まず振り付けが非常に独創的ですよね。でこれだけですね、上体を動かして振り付けをしますと、それだけで体力消耗するんですね。はい。その中で数々のトリプルを決めてきてますので、非常にそういう意味では普段のトレーニングがね、どれぐらいやってるかっていうのはよくわかります。
この前にご覧いただいたのは最初のトリプルアクセルとトリプルトーループ。ここはちょっとバランスを崩しました。スタニック・ジャネットの得点が出ました。テクニカルメリットです。5.1 から 5.4 の間。カナダとウクライナのジャッジは 5.1 です。
結構ジャンプを飛ぶ前まで振り付けが入ってますので、そういう意味ではジャンプを飛ぶタイミングというのを測るのがすごく難しいんですね。そういったようなところが失敗もあったんですけれども、評価につながってきていると思います。
その振り付けはプレゼンテーションに跳ね返ってくるかと思いますが、どうでしょう。 5.5 が見えます。この時点で3人滑ってスタニック・ジャネットトップ、重松直樹は現在第3位です。頑張っての声が飛びました。日本、田村大和。ショートプログラムは第6位。長野オリンピックを経験して一回り大きくなりました。オリンピック17位。曲は「The Messiah Will Come Again」です。将来4回転を飛ぶために現在トリプルアクセルに磨きをかけている田村です。
トリプルルッツ、トリプルトーループ。
長野オリンピックから2センチほど身長が伸びました。大学生になりました。
トリプルアクセル。トリプルループ。トリプルフリップ2回転半です。トリプルアクセル。ダブルトーループ。トリプルサルコウ。トリプルフリップ。
さあフィニッシュです。田村大和。たくさんのファンが今階段を駆け下りてきて、そして花束をリンクに投げようとしています。ご覧のファンの数です。思わず本人もびっくりしていますが、
すごいですね。
すごいですね。ファンの方が途端に階段を駆け下りてきました。長久保コーチによりますと、オリンピックの後胸の筋肉がついてバランスが良くなったという話でしたが、五十嵐さんどうでした？
そうですね、ジャンプはね非常に高くなってきてます。ただ今日みたいにですね一つ失敗した時に、プログラムはこれ完全に1曲でしたんで、 要するに気持ちを切り替えるっていうのは非常に難しいんですね。ですから、トリプルアクセル、そしてトリプルループと2つ続いてしまった時に曲が切り替わってればもっと早くね、立ち直るっていうことができたんじゃないかっていう気がしますけれども、ちょっと残念でした。はい。
大変な人気の中、田村の得点が出ました。テクニカルメリット、技術点。フランスが辛いジャッジをしていますが、この辺りやはりジャンプの失敗、回転の足りなさというのが響いてましょうかね。
そうですね、正確な着氷ができなかったというのが響いてしまいましたね。ただジャンプの質自体は悪くないので、逆にそこを評価してくれてるジャッジもいると思います。
特に最初のコンビネーション、トリプルループ、トリプルトーループは高いジャンプでした。コンビネーションジャンプ。さあ、一方プレゼンテーションどうでしょう。1曲で滑り終えましたが、ウズベキスタンが 5.3、中国も 5.3。今
The leader, but more skaters to come, and here is a high flyer, Li Zhangzheng of China.
And he was a surprise second after the short program, landing a beautiful triple axel, triple toe combination. And in this program, he has a quad toe, triple toe combination planned. He was 7th at the World Junior Championships last year. And he's opening here with the quad combination. Quad toe! Triple toe!
Only Elvis Stoico and Evgeny Plushenko have those jumps in their arsenal in the world.
That was textbook perfect.
Familiar song to Canadian skating fans?
Triple axel plant here, and he singled it. Second triple axel planned here. He touches his hand down.
Li Zhejing of China, his marks after this.
In Canada,
The river dance. Not quite born in Kratz, but Barb Underhill, I've never seen Shaylin Bourne and Victor Kratz do this either.
Look at this textbook perfect quad. He has to pull it around the corner a little bit so he has room for the triple toe on the end, but this is clean as a whistle. Not a bad debut as an international competitor. It's unbelievable, really, when you think that he was 7th at the World Junior Championships last year, and suddenly he's a contender in the senior ranks.
Great performance, but the river dance belongs to the Canadian dance champions, and it's not quite the same watching it when anybody else does it, is it?
We'll forever have their performance in our minds.
Look at the technical merit marks on the strength of that quad triple. Of course, Evgeny Plushenko is the leader. He has that jump as well.
His reaction is interesting here. He looked mad at himself for not doing the triple axel.
Well, I think he needed another revolution on everything, maybe. He needed quad and everything. This guy can fly. Li Zhejing of China. And so can this young man. And they love him here. Here is Takeshi Honda, just 17, now training in Barrie, Ontario, north of Toronto at the Mariposa Club with Doug Lee and Elvis Stoico.
And I think it's a good move because what Takeshi has needed is confidence, is that ability of knowing you can do it under pressure. And that's where he's going to get it. Barrie is where he can get that. He's 3rd after the short program. He's opening with a triple axel. He also has a quad planned. Here's the quad right here. And he does it!
I don't know whose quad was better. The quad triple helps, of course, but they both almost went through the roof.
And the hardest jump in a program with a quad is the next jump, the jump after the quad. He managed to get it in, the triple lutz there. Takeshi has been working with a new choreographer this season, Leanne Miller. She has made such a difference in his skating. There's the second triple axel. And mostly in the presence that he has on the ice now. He takes command.
Well, there was only one person who enjoyed that performance more than us or you at home. And there he is. Takeshi Honda at the NHK Trophy. Ice was at the Winter Olympics in Nagano, finished 15th. He is the runaway winner of the MIP Award, Most Improved Performer this season.
Unbelievable how far he has taken his skating this year. This by far was a personal best for him, and how sweet it is when you can do this in front of a home crowd. Let's take a look at his quad here. Great height. Clean landing.
Love the reaction.
I just love the emotion that he skated with throughout this performance. Like he was just giving it everything he had.
He'll be the leader here. The same guy who Barb and I laughed at when we were on a plane when Katarina Witt's pictorial came out. Takeshi was looking at the pictures with wide-eyed wonder. But look at the eyes now. He doesn't even need a Katarina Witt picture. What a performance from Takeshi Honda. The best he's ever done. To the short program, no male skater has burst onto the scene at such a ripe age with so much prodigious talent than Evgeny Plushenko.
But with the performance of Takeshi Honda, he's got to put in a clean one here. He also has a quad planned, a quad triple if all goes well, which he will open with here. And he does it! Quad triple.
Did he two-footer?
Nope, that looked clean. He didn't have as much flow as Zhen Jing coming out of the first jump, but it was clean. Triple axel, triple toe. Second triple axel. His feet are lightning quick. There's not much that he can't do.
If you are one of his competitors in the world, you just must be cringing watching this.
Actually, I think it's probably better not to watch.
He is phenomenal. 16 years young and skating like a world champion. Recently crowned Russian champion. Winner of Skate Canada. Second at Cup of Russia. Hand him this trophy right now, folks.
And at the Russian National Championships, he beat both Alexei Yagudin and Alexei Urmanov. So you know that he's going in as a favorite to win gold.
And that's the first time Yagudin has been beaten since the World Championships. There's the quad triple. Successfully landed for the first time in Kamloops. And like you say, Barb, the confidence just keeps rolling.
Well, he has such an air about him, and it's just so unbelievable at this age.
Well, Alexei Mishin students have long had that. Alexei Urmanov, everybody thought he was the greatest. Then they thought Kulik was the greatest. Then Yagudin, what about this guy? What a long line of great skaters. Look at the marks. 5.9s, 1.58. Presentation 6.0 for Evgeny Plushenko. Kid Dynamite just keeps doing it. There's Takeshi. What a performance by him. A silver medal for Takeshi Honda. But Evgeny Plushenko, has he sent a message? He'll be at the Grand Prix final for sure. Li Zhejiang of China was third. Emmanuel Sandu finishes sixth. And here is who will be in St. Petersburg. Elvis Stoico's name is on the list, but he has asked for medical clearance. Takeshi Honda is the alternate. More competition to come. The pair's free skate from Sapporo, Japan. Elena Bereznaya, Anton Sigerlitsi, the world champions in first place after the short program. They've already made it. The Grand Prix final, so no points here for them. The Hartzels are second from the United States. The Chinese are third. And then in fourth, a very close fourth, Jamie Saleh and David Pelche of Canada. They have been the team that is causing quite a ripple in the Canadian pairs scene. In fact, the world pairs scene. Christy Sargent and Chris Wirtz are on the list right now in the standings, but they could be bumped right here at this competition. So, Barb, as a former pair skater, you watch Elena Bereznaya and Anton Sigerlitsi, and they have been the world champions, but they haven't been really convincing all season long, have they?
It's taken them a while to really get to that point where they're extremely comfortable. I think it's the new routine. They've taken a while to break them in. Their short program here at this event was immaculate. It was absolutely perfect. So I think they are getting to that level that we expect from them. Opening the side-by-side triple toe loop. Triple twist here, clean. First throw, a throw triple sow cow. and they end in the same position that they started with. What sets them apart is the way they skate with such unbelievable effortlessness. They're just so beautiful to watch.
The position they want to be in a few months is the same position they were in late last season. First in the world. We'll be back. Two young skaters would agree that they haven't been in peak form, but it really doesn't matter at a competition like this. They're so much better than the other skaters. Perhaps it's best to be in peak form when it counts most.
Well, they did make a few errors, but overall, this program, they're just so at such a different level than everybody else, and it's that Gordieva and Grinkov thing. It's that unbelievable
Underhill and Martini thing.
No, we didn't have that. It's a Gordieva and Grinkov thing. They skate with such fluidity.
The battle here is not for first, really, folks. It's for second and third, and the Chinese pair are really in tough. Good marks for technical merit and for presentation where they excel with that fluidity. A couple of 5.7s, but Bereznaya, Suguri, world champions, leaders. We say that a lot. Zhou, Shen, and Hongbo Zhao of China, the Skate Canada champions. But they are in third position after the short program. The Americans, Danielle Hartzell and Steve Hartzell, had a great skate, so the Chinese have their work cut out for them.
They opened the door in the short program when she fell on the side-by-side triple toe loop, an unusual mistake for them. They are usually flawless on the side-by-side. Open with the side-by-side triple toe loop, and he steps out this time, just not sharp on the landing. Triple twist, a little bit wild. And that is really unusual for them. They seem to be much more tentative in their skating than they have in recent performances. They're just not as aggressive. And I think that's perhaps why they seem to be missing some of these elements that normally are so easy for them.
I wonder about their selection of assignments this season. In their last two Grand Prix Series competitions, they chose to go head-to-head with the world champions. Sometimes that can put undue pressure on you.
But I think they knew that possibly they had a chance at beating Bereznaya and Suguri, so why not? It could only help. And that was a beauty. Short triple Salchow. Not quite as an exciting performance as we have seen from them in the past, and part of that is they seem to be holding back a little bit. They're not as aggressive. And what sets this team apart is their power and their speed and the way they attack their moves.
She took a header here.
She did. She was way too far forward on the landing, missed the toe pick, and went right over the edge.
Very uncharacteristic of that team.
They are usually unbelievably consistent on those throws, but that can really throw you for a loop when you're not expecting it.
Lifts are spectacular, speed and power, the name of their game. Shen Zhao of China.
They can't afford to lose that speed and power, though. They can't beat Canada because that truly is what makes them so exciting to watch.
These marks will push them into second place, but two more teams to come. Do not go away. Up next, the Canadian team turning heads at NHK. It wasn't too long ago that David Pelche was skating with a different partner, and Jamie Salé was a single skater looking for a partner. Well, lo and behold, they got together. They finished third at Skate Canada, and this team, together just a short time, has already created a stir in the skating world.
And they are magic. They finished third at Skate Canada. Open here with a triple twist. And so they know that with a second place finish here, they could make it to the Grand Prix final.
They were fourth after the short program, so they must beat the Chinese.
And here the side-by-side triple jumps. Jamie missed this in the short program, and they do them. Oh, and David trips into that throw. Let's see if they can recover, and she does it. Boy, that's tough to get the timing back after a stumble like that. Very interesting and unique entrance into that forward inside death spiral. And here's their second throw, a throw triple loop. She does it with a hand down, though. always quite amazing when you know that they've only been together for 6 months. It's like they were made for one another. Their timing, their unison is perfect.
One thing, of course, you don't see is the hard work that has gone on behind the scenes to make these two bring it all together. Will they make it to the Grand Prix final? We'll find out after this.
Head and shoulders.
Saleh and David Pelche, this is all gravy to them. This is a bonus. They weren't even supposed to be here, but based on what they did at Skate Canada, they have a shot.
They really do. This was, aside from a couple of minor mistakes, a performance they should be really happy with. They've done so much in such a short time. Their lifts are all very unique, very different. Look at Jamie's face in the air there. And a unique exit here with the twist out.
Their main goal is the national championships, of course. It'll be a big battle in Ottawa. They want to make the world team. Technical merit marks are very close to what the Chinese.
This is tight.
And what about the presentation marks? It is very tight, and the Chinese
They squeak in.
are in front of Saleh and Pelche by the slimmest of margins. So Jamie and David are in line for a bronze medal, but a trip to the Grand Prix final is not in the offing. Of course, they could become alternates, but we'll see what Daniel and Stephen Hartzell have to say, because they were second after the short program, this American team.
Fourth at Skate America earlier this season. And they open with a triple twist, a little bit wild there. They're side-by-side triple toe loop. Quite a bit of distance between them, and she turns out of hers. And this is a critical move for them right here. Throw triple Salchow. She lands it nicely. Very different position on their platter lift.
Danielle is 18. Stephen is 21. The U.S. Championships last season, they were third. Train at the Detroit Figure Skating Club. And they'll be among the favorites at the U.S. Nationals this season.
Throw triple loop.
not as strong as their short program. But will they be able to knock off Saleh and Pelche, who are currently in that third place, or the Chinese in second?
I don't think so. I don't think overall this was a performance that will beat the other two teams. Their lifts were not as strong as the other teams. They don't carry the same kind of flow or speed. And as you can see from these marks, they're not quite as good as the other two.
Hartzell and Hartzell will finish fourth. Saleh and Pelche finish third. And if you consider their assignments, and had they been together earlier in the season and the Canadian Figure Skating Association knew who they might have been up against, they could have made it to the Grand Prix final, but they faced some very stiff competition, like Bereznaya, Sigurlitsi, who win again, and the Chinese, who finished second at the NHK Trophy. So here is how it shakes down for the pairs.